That's not steak. That's not steak.
It's so good.
That's brisket.
It's so good.
That's brisket. When you take a bite, it looks like a $2 sandwich on the outside. It tastes like a $50 sandwich on the inside.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be making some garlic tri-tip steak sandwiches. We're going to be doing two different styles of steak, one standard and one that is going to be done brisket style. For the brisket style and for the standard style, let's go ahead and start out by injecting them with a mixture of beef broth and prime dust. Put in a mixer about 1 cup of beef broth with 1.5 scoops of prime dust, give it a good mix, and then go ahead and inject your tri-tips every inch. Once done with the injection, go ahead and just wipe these down a little bit, get some of the excess moisture off, and then you can go ahead and use whatever types of rub that you want for your tri-tip. Today, I am going to be using a little bit of whiskey sea salt, some bovine bold, and then just for a little bit of added heat, some cherry habanero seasoning. Now, just to mix things up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and mix up some competition style pellets with some charcoal pellet. The whole purpose of this is not only just to add a little bit of charcoal flavor if you have a pellet grill to your meat, but on top of this, it actually will help your grill in maintaining heat a little bit better if you struggle with that, just because the charcoal is going to burn a little bit hotter and cleaner than the wood pellets will. Now go ahead and set your smoker to 160. We want it low and slow with a high smoke to get these cooked all the way up until you like the color of your steak. It took me about 2 hours and mine came out with this beautiful mahogany color. Now, once you're happy with the color of your tri-tip steak, go ahead and lay out a couple of sheets of tin foil. We're gonna go ahead and get these things wrapped up in some mop sauce. Now you can see I went for a pretty dark mahogany color with my tri-tip steak. I wanted this to replicate a brisket as much as possible. For the mop sauce, you can use just about anything that you really want, whether it's honey, apple juice, apple cider vinegar. I am sticking with some more prime dust to continue packing in some of that beef flavor. Go ahead and boat up your tin foil and then pour in somewhere about 1/2 cup to 1 cup of your mop sauce. And then go ahead and wrap these up as tight as you possibly can. So then that way we avoid collecting or making any sort of steam inside of the tin foil, which will ruin your bark. Then go ahead and put the tri-tip back on the smoker or in the oven at 220 until you reach a temp of 201 to 205. When probing, it should feel like room temperature butter.
What's up, you guys? We're here. I got my buddy Tyler. We're gonna try some tri-tip steak. We did 3 tri-tip steaks, a total of 2 of them that we did brisket style, where we cooked it to about 140. Went ahead and wrapped it. We put in some braising sauce, some mop sauce, essentially. We did a little injection, some seasoning, all that kind of stuff. And then we went ahead and then continued cooking it all the way up to 201?
202? 201?
201, 202. So, and then we did 1 steak, just a standard tri-tip steak. We went ahead, smoked it to about 115, and then reverse seared that thing and it was looking.
The grill marks on this son of a bitch.
It's looking titties.
Nice.
So what we want to do is kind of show you guys what's really going to be better for your tri-tip steak, and what we're also making is some steak sandwiches. So we're going to do a little test trial, which steak is better. Then we're going to assemble these sandwiches and then let you guys know the best way to assemble a steak sandwich with a tri-tip steak. So we're going to go ahead and get started and start cutting these bad boys up. Brisket, oh my god, those things are fucking steaming hot.
You pulled those off what, an hour ago? They've been resting in the cooler for
An hour.
give or take.
And this thing is ripping.
Oh, baby.
Dude, this thing is. There we go. Hell yeah. Set that bad boy out. Now, if you guys are not familiar with how to cut steak, you always cut it against the grain. Don't ever cut it with the grain. So.
And this is a half about a tri-tip. So most of the time, sometimes you'll get a tri-tip kind of sits a little bit off center, maybe something like this. So on here, you're gonna want to slice this way against the grain, and on this guy, you're gonna want to end up slicing the opposite direction, just to make sure we keep everything great.
And what we're gonna do first, before we even do that, is we're just gonna go ahead and cut both of these in half just to see how we did with our smoking and all of our flavor here.
That's a nice smoke ring, bro.
We've got with a smoke tube, without a smoke tube, and then just a standard sear. So far from what I can see, you guys, the smoke tube ain't gonna make a single difference as long as you have the smoker. And I think as long as you even have a propane grill and you have a smoke tube, I think you're gonna get the exact same results with this guy. But let's pull out our standard sear here real quick.
This one we cooked to about a medium rare. We pulled this one off about 127 degree internal temp. Let it rest for a little bit longer. This has been resting for about 30-40 minutes. But we got this nice cross hatch off the sear box. Came out great.
That is a nice medium steak, boy. So let's go ahead. We're gonna cut some of these up and then go ahead and get these things tested. So very first one, we're gonna do our standard steak first. Cheers. Good juice.
Very
Flavor.
tender. My first bite thought it might be a little tough, but as soon as I got through it, it's tender. Pulled right apart.
Has a nice outer crust. But it tastes like a steak.
Tastes sharp.
I mean, I don't know, man. Tastes like a fucking steak. I don't know what else to say, right?
Again, pepper notes. Nice medium.
I seasoned it well. I can tell that much. I like it. Alright.
That's some damn fine steak.
We've got our brisket steak here. How does the brisket steak taste? All right. The moment you've been waiting for.
Look at that. It just pulls apart.
It's hot. This thing is hot.
Pulls apart, bro.
It's nice.
That's not steak. That's not steak.
It's so good.
That's brisket.
It's so good.
That's brisket.
So good.
It pulls apart.
Which one do you like more? Do you like the standard steak or the brisket steak?
I mean, it's not quite as tender as the brisket style, but it's still a tender steak.
If I were to, I guess, decide what steak is going to work better, I mean, each steak is going to work better on different sandwiches, right? So the medium rare steak is going to work a little bit better because it has more bite to it. It's a little chunkier. It has like more flavor, more bite, more like it's more of a full bite to it. It's going to work a little bit better if you're trying to go for like a hearty burger or a hearty sandwich kind of deal. If you're going for just a super tender sandwich, which we're actually accomplishing today, we want a little bit more of a tender sandwich, I guess, with the steak sandwich that we're doing, right?
That brisket style is gonna chop up real nice. This is delicious.
And the cool thing about this is that it's right. I mean, Tyler, right? This thing just tastes like brisket, man.
Brisket.
This doesn't even taste like. It doesn't even taste like steak.
And this took half the time. Took half the time. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
It has an awesome smoke rate,
It just
guys.
pulls apart.
This steak has
Such an awesome smoke ring. Absolutely delicious. Super tender.
All right, so time to assemble your steak sandwich. What we are working with today, just some simple ingredients. The very first thing for bread, we are using ingredients very first thing, some Texas toast. Then you're gonna go ahead and add some steak. Then you're gonna add a little bit of our tomato, onion, relish, add some pickles on top of that. And then you're gonna add some spicy mayo mustard sauce.
Which we still need to make.
Which we forgot. We're gonna edit that part out. We're just gonna pretend like we're eating it. So, gonna go ahead, layer this bad boy up.
I'm going to take some of the rarer stuff, actually. I like that.
And then this relish, you guys, this is red cherry tomatoes, yellow cherry tomatoes,
We straight ripped
onions.
this off of Gordon Ramsay.
Thank you, Gordon Ramsay.
Thank you, Gordon. You're the man.
You're the man.
Michelin
And let me
star.
tell you,
Michelin star. Yeah, you deserve it.
this smells absolutely amazing. Holy. All right. First bites. Time to dive in. Cheers.
That's a nice looking sandwich.
Dude, this is a hearty, delicious looking sandwich, you guys.
Look at the grill marks. This is bougie as fuck.
Grill marks on my
Bougie
Texas
as fuck.
toast.
It's a little sandwich, but I'll crush 2, 3, 4 of these motherfuckers. Oh God. Bro. I'm getting the nice savory flavors from the steak. That relish with the basil. Really fresh. I'm getting hints of heat from the peppers. Sweetness from the basil and the onion.
I would almost say that this sandwich doesn't even really need mayo, mustard, jalapeno sauce by any means, because we put in Chef Gordon Ramsay's, as we just stated, his little tomato sauce there, and we left some seeds in, and holy shit, this thing is a little bit of a firecracker. This is mine, at least with the brisket style steak. Yours was with
Mine was the medium rare style.
medium rare style, though. Do you feel like there's a little more bite, chunkiness to it? Like a little more, like it's kind of a thick sandwich almost to it?
I can't tell in the sandwich. Trying the individual pieces, there is a little bit more tug to the medium rare than what the well done one, the brisket style has.
Yeah.
But once you get into the sandwich, you can't tell.
No?
And the juiciness of the medium rare steak is definitely coming through here. Again,
Yeah.
I'm getting a nice amount of juice. The relish is delicious. The garlic toast is delicious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I need 2 more of those, bro.
All right. So this time on my sandwich, I have the standard, like medium rare. Tyler is trying the
I want a little
brisket
different.
style.
I want brisket style. It looks like a little tiny thing. I'd almost be disappointed.
Yours is.
I'd almost be disappointed if I bought this at a store. Well, you take a bite. It looks like a $2 sandwich on the outside. It tastes like a $50 sandwich on the inside. Yeah, believe that.
I don't think you can go wrong either way, man. This thing is delicious. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I mean, the brisket style. Where are you going? Welcome back.
I think I like the brisket style a little bit better too. A little bit more tender, you know, cooking it a little bit extra time.
It's easier to
It breaks
bite
down.
into.
It breaks down all those connective tissues. And tri-tip is, you know, it's lean cut as it is, so you really got to treat it right if you're gonna get it nice and tender.
I mean, it still has all the same flavors. If you ask me. I mean, I don't really taste too much of a difference in flavors between the two steaks. I mean, one tastes a little bit more like brisket just because of the fact that it's so tender, but for the most part, like the flavor profiles, whether you cut it off at 130 or you cut it off at 210, I mean, or 201, I'm still getting a lot of the same flavors. It's just one has a different texture to it, really. And then how you build your sandwich is up to you. I mean, mine is just so dripping, which is relish.
Mine's a little more bougie.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit more contained.
I packed everything I could in this bitch. This thing is delicious, though. In the end, which one did you like more?
I think if I'm eating it by itself, I kind of like the medium rare. If we're gonna turn it into a sandwich, I like the brisket style.
I think I would agree with that. If I was just cutting slices and I wanted to eat the steak alone, and I was just making the steak, let's just say with some mashed potatoes and some asparagus or
like a
whatever.
steak, medium rare, perfect.
Medium rare is the way to go.
Perfect.
If you're making a sandwich though, brisket style is the way to go. Cook this thing to 201, and whether or not you cook it all the way through to 201 or you baste it for a little bit, either way, I don't think you can really go wrong. So, you guys, I would highly recommend it. Be sure to check out this recipe. I'll post everything down below in the description. Make sure to check out all the affiliate links and all.
Gordon, thank you. Give us a shout out.
Gordon,
I
Did
see
you
your
do
TikTok
right?
videos, damn it.
Gordon.
I see your TikTok videos.
Gordon, buddy, come on. Otherwise, you guys, join us on the next episode. Thank you.
Smash
for
that subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. You guys know the drill, the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.